Hello, everybody. It's Donna Cravata, and we are back for another edition of the Real 50 Over 50. So today we have, oh, sorry about that. We have Kathy Goughenour. Is that how you say your last name?
Hour, yes. Very good.
Goughenour. Okay, I was close. And she's the
Very
founder of of virtual expert training. 2 decades ago, she quit her day job and she started a little business that has earned tens and thousands of dollars, has hundreds of members, a team of coaches, and she is the queen of expert VAs and virtual experts. She's built her empire from the ground to nearly $1 million, and she reigns with sass, grace, heart, and a whole lot of good business acumen. So, welcome, Kathy. I'm so happy to have you here with me today.
Donna, thank you so much for inviting me to join the Real 50 Over 50. I have been so excited about doing this. Thank you so much for developing this and inviting me.
Yeah, well, it wasn't my idea. The universe gave me a little gift and said, you need to do this. So I listened. But let's dive right in and ask about the tiara. I wore mine today because of you.
Yeah, I
You
appreciate
wear
you.
yours all the time.
Yeah. So back right around when I was 50, because I am 67 now. 50 feels so long ago, but right about when I was 50, I started working with a coach who gave me the challenge because I had been in hiding. Um, I my hair turned gray, I gained weight, went through menopause, all of that, and I went into hiding. And this wonderful coach gave me the challenge of going live on Facebook. No matter what, just go live on Facebook. And I thought, all right. And she goes, you can just be yourself. And I thought, she doesn't know what myself is. She doesn't know how crazy I can get. So what I did was I had pajamas on because I wear pajamas a lot. And I had this tiara and I put it on and I went live on Facebook. And that coach was absolutely right. People went crazy. They said, oh my goodness, we stopped scrolling when we saw, what is this lady? She's got pajamas and a tiara on. Who is she? Yeah. So ever after that, I don't feel complete without a tiara now in my day to day work. So I wear tiaras every day while I work and I love it.
I have two right here. I have this one and I have a mermaid tiara. I started to wear them when I was about 30, and I would get into things for free. Like I'd go to the movies for
Oh,
free, I'd eat for free.
try that. I have not tried that. I'm going to start trying that. I will tell you that when I wear them out, um, that people will say happy birthday to me always. And I'm like, it's
Mhm.
my birthday. And they're like, oh, well, it's nice to be a queen. And I said, yes, it is.
So we've got some of your friends here today. We've got Eva and somebody from the
Hey,
UGI Youth Grief Initiative. So welcome, welcome. If you got any questions, put them in the chat, and or if you have any comments, we'll just keep the conversation going. But like you touched a little bit about making these life changes when you were 50. Let's talk a little bit more about that. What else happened?
sure. So I had been working as a virtual assistant um, for about 7 years, and I had built a six-figure virtual assistant business. And back in the pioneer days of virtual assistants, people didn't even know what a virtual assistant was. And nobody had that I knew of had yet created a six-figure VA business. In fact, I was told it wasn't possible. When you don't know what isn't possible, you just do it anyway, right? Kind
Mhm.
of like creating the real 50 over 50. And by 2008, that's about when I turned 50. I had been a real estate VA, and we all know what happened in 2008. The real estate bubble burst. And I went from 70 clients to 25 clients in 30 days.
Wow.
Yeah. And I thought, oh no, what am I going to do now? And I decided to go apply for a job that I was perfect for. And I did all the things you're supposed to do to get the job. The only thing was I was 50. So you won't be surprised when I tell you that I never even got an interview. I just got a form letter saying Thank you for your application. And when I found out who they did hire, they hired a 23-year-old who didn't even have an associate's degree. And it
Mm.
was to be the executive assistant for the president of a college. And, I had a little pity party for a little bit. And then I pulled my big girl panties up and I said, okay, this was not meant to be. What's meant to be is for me to continue to build this business and teach others how to do it.
Yeah.
So that's when I developed this training program that I now call Virtual Expert Training. And I have taught hundreds of women and a couple of guys how to
Mm.
do what I did.
That's amazing. Yeah, I started as a virtual assistant in 2006, and nobody knew what a virtual assistant was.
Mm-mm. It took a lot of education to help people understand what
Yeah,
virtual assistants are. And now it's just swung the opposite direction. There's so many things called virtual assistant
yeah,
now with AI and all of that.
yeah, yeah,
And that's one of the reasons that I coined the and trademarked the phrase virtual expert.
yeah, yeah, and I will tell you, it is a hard job.
It is a lot of responsibility
Mm,
because we really take it seriously,
yeah,
supporting business owners and helping them grow their businesses.
yeah, and, with the constant changes and being expected to know everything.
That's why I'm really big on specializing because
Yes,
even when you
yes,
specialize, it's still practically a full-time job keeping up with what's going on. I
yeah,
mean, just think about all the changes happening with AI.
mhm,
Because now we all use AI, and that's one of the big things that people hire virtual assistants for is to use AI for their businesses.
mhm, yeah, when I started, um, my first website that I put up, I had a list of 72 different things I could do for people.
Oh my goodness, Donna, you are definitely an overachiever. I have noticed that about you. Very type A personality, aren't you?
I'm really not, I'm really not. I
Oh my
just I like to do things, but yeah, I quickly changed that, but I didn't know what people would want, like, there was nowhere to really go and look.
absolutely. I mean,
Yeah,
I kind of fell into real estate VA work because at the time that at the time I was traveling the U.S. with my husband, buying and selling houses as we moved. And there's Chris Chu. Hey, Chris. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I've never been called a go before. I love it. Thank you. And I told one of the real estate agents, I said, I've looked at a lot of great real estate websites. You need to make some changes to yours to keep up. And he goes, well, how about if you do it? I'll hire you to do it. And then he told me that was being a virtual assistant. And my career started, and off I went.
mm, yeah, yeah, I remember when I started, I went to a BNI meeting, and nobody knew what I was doing, so people were coming up to me, and they were like, "Can you clean up my closet?" "Sure." "Can
I'm
you
not
put
a
photos?"
personal assistant. I'm a virtual assistant.
But they didn't know.
Right.
I had one guy that paid me $75 an hour to put footers on documents because there was nobody in his office that knew how to put a footer on a document. So they were printing them out and typing in the page numbers one at a time on a typewriter.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
congratulations though, 75 an hour back then
yeah,
is
yeah, that
real.
was a lot of money. I was like, "Sure."
Yeah. And that's really what I ended up earning from 2002 to 2008. I was at about 75 an hour working as real estate virtual assistant.
Mhm. Yeah, I quickly moved in, like, as soon as social media came out, I went towards social media, and then I had a PR background, so I pulled that in, and, I started doing that not too long because, people just weren't getting it, and I was, getting pulled towards these other things, and then I started to do, virtual authors assistants, so I started to work with authors in, like, 2010.
Yeah, what I did after the real estate issue
Oh,
that I talked about. I went into working with professional speakers who are
mm,
authors also
mm.
and did a lot of work with them. So that's so interesting, Donna. We've really kind of paralleled
We
it.
were I can't believe that I didn't find you when I first started.
I know we have so much in common.
Yeah, crazy. But anyway, let's get back to this. I'm so glad to see some of your people here. If you've got Kathy stories, chime in, please. But
Oh,
so
they got them. Feel free.
they've got them. Yeah, let's hear all the Kathy stories.
Eva's got a really good one about a live event we did. Woo.
Ooh,
Hmm. Yeah.
let's talk about that.
Well, it was a little tiny, just St. Louis. Eva lives in the St. Louis area, so do I. So we got together with some of the virtual experts, and I put together a drinking game, and we were doing tequila shots. The only problem was nobody did the tequila shots except me. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
was your tiara askew?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think that was the last time I ever drank tequila. And that was right before, I think it was the year before COVID. Is when that
Mm,
was. Yeah.
Eva,
You
anything
got
to
down,
add?
you go, well, this was before COVID and this was after COVID. Do you measure things like that these days?
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
it's weird.
yeah. Um, Kathy
Yeah.
took them.
Yeah. Nobody was drinking them. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll have another one.
How many people were on that team? Inquiring
A
minds.
dozen people there. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, so y you started a business, like, you really created an industry, like, you were really on the ground floor because I was on the ground floor 9 years later, so I can't even imagine who was doing this in 1997. Like, what did you take away from that? Because that had to really change you.
Yeah. One of the big things that I've taken away from this is when somebody tells you you can't do something
Mm,
and you want to do it with all your heart and you're passionate about it, don't let those naysayers keep you down.
mm-mm,
Because when I quit my almost 20-year career at a Fortune 500 company, I said, I'm going to double what I'm earning here. And they said, not possible.
mm,
I doubled it within 3 years as a
mm,
VA. Told me I couldn't make six figures as a VA. I did. They told me once I started this business, they said I wouldn't be successful having live events. I have been successful having live events, and on and on. So don't let somebody tell you what you can't do. If
yeah,
it's something that you truly believe in, go
yeah,
for it because you can do it.
yeah, that's really good advice. That's really good advice. And if you were able to go back to 1997 knowing what you know now,
Hmm.
is there anything that you would do differently?
The number one thing that I would do is love myself more and appreciate my youth, my because even back then, I was 40,
Mm,
but 40 is so young. But when you're 40, you don't think so. I remember when I was 30, I'm like, oh, I'm over the hill now. 40, oh my gosh, I'm really old. And here I am at 67. I feel like I never have. I appreciate my health and my energy more than I ever have. So appreciate your looks and your energy and your health every step of the way. And that's what I'm doing now at 67. I think about my mother-in-law who died at 89, and she, would say to me, "Oh my gosh, you don't know how lucky you are to be so young." And I am trying to really value that now.
mhm,
So
yeah,
that personally, that's what I would do. And then professionally, I would take more risks faster because I finally started taking bigger risks and they really paid off. If I would have
mhm,
done that sooner, oh my gosh, I would have just skyrocketed so much faster. So take more
mhm.
risks faster. What's that saying, Donna? Fail fast.
Belfast, yeah,
Yeah. That's what I would do because I now know failure is nothing but feedback. And then
yeah,
you can just keep growing and learning and helping more people.
yeah. It's so true, and, we were not raised to believe that, you know?
Oh,
We
absolutely not.
we were raised to, get that secure job or marry that man or, you know, do something the where somebody's gonna take care of you,
Get
Um,
married, have kids, get a corporate job and stay there until you retire.
say
I
until
still
you
remember
die. Yeah,
until you die. In 1997, when I said I was going to quit my corporate job at the age of 40, everyone lost their mind.
yeah,
Everyone, my boss, my coworkers, my parents, everyone except my husband. And he was a brand new husband at the time. I had just married him 6 months earlier. And he said, "Go for it. I believe in you."
that's great. Yeah, I had the same experience. Everybody stopped talking to me because they figured I was gonna be showing up asking for money.
Yeah, 100%.
And my job actually, they kept me on as a consultant for, like, 6 months and paid me more than what they paid me when I worked there because they didn't want me to leave. So I was like, "Nope, not doing it." I was taking calls in my car in January
Wow. Yeah.
because
And
I didn't want them in the house.
I think a lot of people don't realize that that is truly possible. You can turn the job you have now into a consulting gig, and
Yeah.
then you can go on and build a business that you want to build while you still have that income coming in from your, current career. If that's what you want to do. I was ready to move on
Yeah,
from
I
that.
was ready, but I had to finish up what I was working on, like, nobody else could have done it, and, like, I just didn't have like, that was outside of my integrity, and, they were paying me for my integrity, so
Ah,
win-win. But
yeah.
6 months was more than enough. I could have kept that going for 20 years, and I just didn't want to do that. But yeah, I mean, I really do love what you're sharing because it really is possible to create a business doing just about anything and then recreate it again. One of the experiences that I've had through doing these interviews, and your interview number 67, is
No,
that
wait. This is interview number 67, and I am 67. That is awesome.
there's a couple of things that really have stood out to me that are common threads, but yet different for everybody. And everybody's had some kind of change, some transition, and it's what they want. They stopped doing what they didn't want to do and, you know, claimed their spot and like they're doing what they want. And the other thing, because there are a lot of women that are in their 60s and 70s and even into their 80s, we have all the way up to 85. Um, the 50s are like the teenage years all over again.
Yes, I 100% agree. That is so, I hadn't really thought about it like that, but I totally agree. Donna, will you have me back when I'm 87?
Absolutely.
That's
I'll have you back when you're 80.
going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Oh, Ava's sharing because of you. She has her own business. She works from home. She has flexibility, and she loves what she does. That's it right there.
Yeah, and I will tell you that is what keeps me coming back day after day after day because I really, just like you said, my goal is to help women identify what they really enjoy doing and then make a living, whatever that means to them, create the success for themselves. Some people want to earn 100,000 and more. Some people want to earn a part-time income.
Yeah.
Some, and oh my gosh, what you said about being able to change as we go through different stages of our lives, when we have our own business, we can
Mhm.
modify that to fit that
Exactly.
stage in our life.
I just did it.
There you go. What did
And
you do?
you know what is beautiful about the whole thing is that we don't have to when I was younger, I thought we had to burn down all the ships and start over, and everything I did in the past just sucked, and, like, nothing is worth anything, and that's not the case at all.
No.
The case at all is it's chess pieces.
It all builds on each other, and you remove the things that don't fit you any
Yes,
longer, and you add in whatever is new that you want to try.
yes, yes. I actually changed the name of my process that I do with clients into Tried and New just for that exact
Oh,
reason.
I love that. That's fabulous. Yeah,
Yeah, because we do get to make these changes and we get to decide. We get to have a choice.
that's right.
Because the first time around, many of us didn't.
No, I mean, and still to this day, it makes me sad, but especially back in our era, Donna, people didn't ask us what we wanted to do. You just had to get a corporate job and stay there forever. That's all that mattered.
Yep.
You're going to be a nurse, a secretary, or a teacher,
Mhm.
or a mom, stay at home mom. Um, and even today, I'll talk to women and say, "What do you want to do? What makes you happy? What does success mean for you?" And they sometimes start crying and say, "No one has ever asked me that before."
Yeah. Yeah. Had I stayed at my job, I would not have been able to answer those questions.
Oh, me either. Me either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom just told me if you're going to work in an office, go to law firms, they pay more money. She didn't tell me all the other things.
Well, my mom said, "Be a secretary." I went to Miss Hickey's Business School. Yes, that was the real name of the business school I went to, where you learn how to take transcription and
Mhm.
typing. And then the first job that I was offered out of there, I took it, and away
Yeah.
I went. You
Yeah.
know, there's no what do you enjoy doing? It was just,
No,
yeah.
no, no. And I think that we are adding years to our lives by
Um,
making our own choices, and it's hard. I mean, like, don't get us wrong here. There's days that are really hard
oh yeah,
and scary, but it's
yes.
better. The worst day doing this is better than the best day in a law firm.
Oh my gosh, the best day working for somebody else is the worst day here. Yeah, I
Yes.
100% agree.
Yeah.
You
So
know, and Donna, I forget. Do you forget? Because I've been doing this longer than I was ever at the corporate job now, and I
mhm.
forget that I used to have to get up at 4:30 in the morning, put nylons on, legs pantyhose. Remember
Yeah,
legs
yeah,
pantyhose
yes.
in a suit. I remember the first time I wore pants to work,
Yeah.
and I got in an elevator, and another lady was in there with me, and she said, "Oh my goodness, you are courageous." And it was a
Mhm.
pantsuit. It was a gorgeous pantsuit.
Yeah.
You're courageous to wear pants.
Yeah. I
How
mean,
could you?
I was thinking the other day, like, we weren't allowed to eat at our desk, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "You can't like, you're dictating when I can eat? Like, when I can go to the bathroom? Like, I'm outta here."
Oh, yeah. We had when I left, we had whiteboards on our
Mhm.
walls, and we had to write on there where we were at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. I could never go back. I'm out 18 years, so I hear you. There's a lot of distance there.
Yeah, I really forget sometimes, and especially like on days when it's like icy out or something,
Mhm.
and I think, oh, I don't have to worry about trying to get to work. My work is, in my office, in my home,
Mhm.
and I get to start when I want, quit when I want, exercise in the middle of the day if I want, which is, by the way, what I do. Because I'm not an early morning exerciser, and if I wait until the end of the day, I won't do it. So
Mhm.
exercise in the middle of the day, and I get to do that.
And you get to do that. Yeah, I've started taking naps. I never took naps
Oh
before.
my Imagine at a regular job if you said, "Well, I'm gonna go take my nap now.
That's
Taking care of
crazy.
myself, gonna go take a
That's
nap."
just crazy. So let
Mm,
me ask you this. You wanna be interviewed again at 87. What will you be doing at 87? I'm curious.
yeah. So I have recently decided to call this stage of my life my third act.
Mhm.
And I thought back to what I really, when I was an 8-year-old child, what I really wanted to do. And what I wanted to do was be a romance novelist. Well, I
Mm.
have since figured out that I don't like writing, but I can publish. So I am starting my own romance publishing company and hiring,
Ooh.
yeah, and hiring writers. That's just a side thing I'm doing in addition to my virtual expert training company that I'm going to continue running. And one of the many things at that corporate job that, they dictated what you could and couldn't do, what they felt you would be good at and not good at. Well, one of the things that I've really discovered I love doing is selling.
Mhm.
Selling. And so I am not only selling for my own company, but selling for other people. And Donna, this has been so rewarding because when I have told people about this, I can't tell you the number of people that want to hire me as a salesperson. I'm just,
Wow,
when I was 50, I couldn't get hired. Now at 67, I have more job offers than I could even handle.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So it's
amazing.
just,
Yeah.
it's awesome when you just sit down and think about what do you really want to do. And I don't
Mhm.
want to do any of these things full time. I want to do all of them part time. I want to do all of them while I'm enjoying them. And when I stop enjoying them, I'm going to stop doing them.
Yeah, yeah, and you can.
Exactly. Because one of the big things that I have realized is once you know how to make money, you can always make money.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I tell my son. He's 22, he's about to graduate college, and he's got all kinds of angst, and I'm like, "Let it all go."
We're just living in, trying times and wonderful times
Mhm.
because before the internet, there weren't the kind of opportunities that there are today. But today,
No.
the opportunities are just limitless. They really
Yeah,
are. And the only
yeah,
thing holding you back is you.
yeah. I tell him every time I talk to him, I end every conversation with, "I love you and be curious."
Oh, I love that.
Because
Yeah, I'm
if you're
yeah,
always curious, you're never bored and you always find new things.
yeah, yeah. That coach that I was telling you about, she's just such a great coach for me. She said, "You are the most curious person I've ever met." And I thought she was like upset with me about it. And I'm like, is that a bad thing? And she said, no, it's a really good thing. Keep it up. And so that was really something that I hadn't thought about before, but she's absolutely right. I'm very curious. I love people, Donna, like you do. I want to know more about them. I want to know how they tick. I just finished taking NLP, got certified in
Mm,
that. And oh my gosh, I've learned so much about how people tick from that. And I just love it.
it's fascinating, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole new level of listening.
Yes. Yeah. And observing and really paying attention. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think about all of the things that have opened up in the 18 years since I've started my business, and I feel like I was living in, like, a black and white world before then.
Oh, that's such a good way to put that. This is going to be your movie, Donna. The movie of your life is going to be started in black and white and then it's going to go into color. Doesn't Wizard of Oz do that? Yeah, Wizard of Oz does that.
Mhm.
Who's
Yeah.
going to play you, Donna, in your movie?
Me,
Who's going to play you?
me.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Cool. I want Deborah Winger to play me.
Oh, I can't believe you said that. I used to say that when
Really?
I 'cause,
Oh
like,
my
if
gosh.
when I was working in the law firm, that was when we had, that was 9/11, that was when we had, like, this big blackout in New York City, so we like, every couple of months, we had to have this evacuation from our building for some
Yeah.
reason, and
Oh,
every
wow.
time we were walking down those 20 flights of steps, I'd be like, "Deborah Winger is gonna play me in the movie."
I'm
That's
telling
so
you,
funny.
you and I were twins separated at birth.
I think we were. I think we were. So I cannot believe that we are at a half an hour already.
Me
I
neither.
could
I could
talk to
talk to
you,
you
like,
for
all day long, but,
me too.
this is where you can find Kathy at virtualexperttraining.com. She's here on our Real 50 Over 50 website, and, I'm sure she's all over the socials, and one of the things that I like to do is to leave the audience with a wisdom bomb. So, what do you wanna leave everyone with? Something actionable, something that's meaningful?
If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
Mm,
I love
and you
that.
see All of these people afraid of being scared are just not even coming close to realizing their dreams because they're just stuck in the "I don't wanna be scared" phase.
Yeah. Yeah. All your dreams are realized on the other side of fear.
Yes. So
So
true.
face that
Such great
fear and
advice.
keep going. That's what courage is. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
have courage without having fear.
Yep. All right. Well, I don't think you could top that one.
Yay!
So, everybody, if you're in the US, have a great 4th of July. Connect with Kathy. Come back and see us every Wednesday at noon when we have another fabulous Real 50 Over 50 woman. And have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thank you, Kathy.
Donna, thank you so much.